Across continents, cultures, and cities, the built environment reflects how we live, work, and connect. From architecture and engineering to construction and infrastructure, this podcast is a space to explore, understand, and reflect on our global industry. I'm Aykan Sehni, and this is the AEC Global Podcast, exploring the ideas and processes behind the AEC world. Welcome to AEC Global Podcast. Today we have very special guest, Kirti Zala, CEO and project head of the aProCh. Welcome, Kirti.
Thank you, Ethan.
Yeah. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience first?
Hi. Hello, everyone. So, I am Kirti Zala from Ahmedabad, India. I lead an initiative called aProCh, a protagonist in every child, which was started in 2007 to make cities more child friendly. It is my passion that led me to this idea and initiative. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, Kirti, you have a fascinating journey from finance and to becoming one of the strongest voices for child-friendly cities in India. How this transition happened?
Right.
Yeah.
So there is a very interesting story. I always wanted to be doing something with business, but I was always passionate about children. So I did my MBA in finance, my second master's in finance from UK, and then while and there is a very interesting story. So I always uh, have this. What do you call that, my memories with the childhood experiences and as a
Exactly.
child. So while my niece was growing up in our city, there were not enough space or the opportunities for her to engage in free play or just freely roam around like I have grown up. So that was in back of my mind, and then I learned about aProCh program before going to UK.
Yeah.
And then when I returned from UK after doing my finance and setting up my business and all, I heard about this program again, and then I realized that something that has continued for 4 5 years has to be something, and something, it's like a calling for me. So I went and met the founder Kiran Sethi, and then she said, "Why don't you be part of this?" And in 3 months' time, I was part of the team, and I think that I found my passion in aProCh, while my management and my finance study really helped me to understand how to run an organization. That had really helped me. But that is my passion, that towards child-friendly cities and how we make better spaces for children
Yeah.
that allows them to grow as a better citizen and a better human. That is something that has changed my profession from this to be in urban strategist or activist for advocating for child-friendly cities.
Perfect. Thank you very much for sharing that. Kirti, we met with you from the beginning of Move 13. This is almost a 5 day we are together and we
Yes.
share our ideas mostly and several times about child-friendly places and human-centered places generally. Yeah, and you often say cities should be designed from a child's perspective. What does a child-friendly city actually look like in
Ah,
daily life?
a very good question,
Yeah.
Ethan. I think when we talk about child-friendly cities, sometimes we think about the better buildings or better infrastructure and all. But from child's perspective, being working with children for so many years and hearing and listening to them, we realize that the child-friendly city is a city, or the imagination of our child-friendly city is something that where every child feels safe and welcome, right? And there are equal and enough opportunities for them to be part of the city in terms of exploring, engaging,
Yeah.
and there are enough possibilities for them to connect to the city. And they're not just considered like a recipient, but an equal participants or the active member of the society, where their voice and their choice being heard, their opinions are also taken into consideration in designing public spaces which they are going to be used. And I think having equal opportunities for all the children is something that what a child friendly city looks like.
Yeah, and this is like our motto, right? We don't create a children playground. We are creating everywhere a child play. Kirti, many children spend less time in outdoor nowadays. What do you think? Why is play in public space becoming such an important urban issue?
Um, wow. So I think in our generations or generation before us, play was natural.
Mhm.
We didn't have to design for play outside or inside. Now, with urbanization, the cities that are growing,
Mhm.
we are limiting, spaces. We're creating more malls and parks, like I was telling you. We're
Yeah.
giving more than 100 or 1,000 OTT channels,
Yeah.
but no cycling path.
Mhm.
So we are limiting the actual environment for children to play outside. What that has led to is children are getting glued to screen-based technologies, like
Mhm.
they're on their gadgets. They're mostly inside, and there is enough research and evidences that shows that when children are outside playing, that improves their physical health, mental
Exactly.
health,
Mhm.
also their cognitive
Mhm.
skills, their social emotional skills. So all of this they are missing out. We heard about uh, anxiety in children and youth,
Yeah.
a lot of obesity issues and all. So I think that is why it is very important that there are enough outdoor spaces and children play outside. There's a beautiful concept that children learn more
Mhm.
outside than they
Yeah.
learn in schools or at
Exactly.
home. So
Exactly.
with other children,
With
so
interaction, right?
with interaction, yeah,
Yeah,
that is
other
very
children.
important. I
Yeah.
think, especially in the time of technology where we all are
Yeah.
moving towards that,
I-
it's
yeah.
important that we have more outdoor space for children to play.
Yeah, exactly. In your project, what are some small but powerful interventions that creates invisible impact quickly? Yeah.
So there are 5 programs that we have designed for children to be engaged into the city. But I think that the simple idea,
Mm.
or the simplest one is parents of the park.
Uh-huh.
One idea that basically connect children to the nature. So the whole
Mm.
idea is to invite children to the park or garden and
Mm.
engage them into some activities or just allowing them to reclaim that space. So parents of the park is the simplest idea. You gather children in the
Mm.
park, you have them with storytellings or
Mm.
games or activities or workshops. And immediately you will see that they are connected to nature, they are connected to a safe environment, easy to implement,
Mm.
replicable. And another impactful program is Street Smart or Happy
Yeah.
Street,
Mm-hmm.
a vehicle free street. That is a message that we actually started to give a city that city belongs to children.
Yeah.
And when street becomes a playground for
Mm.
children, you see the magic happening. uh, Thousands of children on street
Mm.
playing, everybody coming together, the support of municipalities,
Mhm.
police, different schools, NGOs, corporates. I think that makes cities so
Yeah.
lively.
Yeah.
And that's a powerful message that it's for community. That is how city should look like. That
Exactly.
becomes the culture.
Yeah.
So I think I would say that these two examples of the two
Mm-hmm.
powerful programs are very, very immediate uh, to implement and more impactful.
Yeah, it's a good point we now arrived that we discuss a lot about collaboration and partnership. Since placemaking Azerbaijan is really young initiation, it just created 6 months ago. Yeah, we are also interested about this topic, and you are so experienced on that. Yeah, your work like bring together municipalities, parents, NGOs, communities. Why are partnerships so important in child-friendly urban development? In your
Uh,
opinion?
I think for any initiative or any change that
Mm.
you want to bring, partnership or the collaboration are most important, because when you are saying as a individual or as one
Mm-hmm.
organization and collectively you are saying the same thing, the voice that collectively
Mm-hmm.
say is more powerful
Yeah.
than. And again, also, I look at it from this perspective that when we started, if as one organization we were supposed to do so many things, it could have been a more responsibility on our
Exactly.
shoulder, right?
Exactly.
But when everybody's coming and
Mm.
saying that, okay, I will take care of this, we will do this for
Mm.
you,
Mm.
like municipality saying that, okay, we will provide you permissions, we will give you space,
Exactly.
in the
Mm.
city, traffic police coming and police saying that we will take care of cordoning the road or 60
Exactly.
for the
Mhm.
people, other schools, partners coming, we will take care of this activity. That is like a strong message that everybody wants that and
Mhm.
everybody is part of it. So we often say that, working in silos doesn't work the best way while working
Together,
collaboratively
yeah,
or in a
yeah.
partnership.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
more the merrier.
Exactly. Let's go to the global and future vision part. Through your involvement with International Play Association, what global trends are you seeing around play and child-friendly cities?
uh, I think internationally also, I've been to many conferences and I've been part of many dialogues with a lot
Mhm.
of global organizations, and everybody believes that children's right to play at this time is more important. So while International Play Association is advocating for children's right to play, even for children in crisis like in war situations and all, I think this global conversations and having UNCRC,
Yeah.
United Nations Children's Rights Commission, talking about it makes more sense. And I'm very happy that 2 years ago, with a lot of global
Mm.
organizations who are working towards children's rights and children's well-being and child-friendly cities, have been able to have an International Day of Play on June 11th declared by United Nations. So I think
Wow.
that's one achievement that global organizations have been doing. And as aProCh being part of this global group really helps us to even share children's voices from India to the global.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's imagine 1 year's later time. What change would you most like to see urban developments for children and families?
Okay, we've been working for 18, 19 years to bring changes. I think in the next 1 year, um, I'm hoping that the government level at the national level, this kind of interventions, urban interventions, are considered as a part of urban development, not
Yeah.
just as an event or not just as some side activity, but it's like a main
Wow.
feature.
Wow. I wish this is a really good dream and really good
I am dreaming
hope.
and I
Yeah.
am hoping and I
Yeah.
know we will do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully. Kirti, considering all of your projects, your work, your great work on child-friendly places, what has been the most emotional or memorable moment in your journey with children and communities?
Hmm. There's so many. There's so many that
Take your time.
that comes to my mind. I'll share two.
Yeah, please.
One is I remember when we were doing this Parents of the Park
Mm,
program in Parimal Garden. Uh, we called children who are also coming to the park, and there was this girl, Kajal, her name. She used to come with her grandmother, who was selling the water pouches outside the garden,
ah,
and to spend Sunday morning with her. During that time, she will watch from very far that some activities with other children are going on. I used to go to her and tell her that come and be part of it. It is
yeah,
free.
yeah,
It is for
yeah.
everybody. So she will refuse at first. Every Sunday we will be there, and she will be there. So for a couple
Oh,
of
yeah,
Sundays, the distance from far to being closer to then ultimately being part of it
yeah,
became. And I think after few Sundays, she came to me. I have a very good story. Can I tell to everyone? And I
interesting.
think that was a very emotional moment for me, that a
Mm,
child who was either afraid or
mm.
was feared of being
Sure,
accepted
yeah,
in
yeah,
that
yeah.
group with other children, thinking that they
Mm,
don't belong,
mm,
suddenly felt and empowered that I
yeah,
mean, I have something to share with others. I still
wow.
remember that moment and how happy she was
Mhm.
be part of that. So that's some of the thing that I always remember. And secondly, when we started doing Happy Street on every Sunday morning at Low
Mm,
Garden, it was a group of boys who comes from a community, we
mm,
call it Hollywood. Uh,
Mhm.
and,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
because
we
it's basically the Hollywood is
discussed
because
about yeah.
yeah, the reason that the community is of people who make actually the idols for
Mhm.
worshipping,
Mhm.
and they're not considered very good community, or maybe in terms of affluent communities. So
Mhm.
generally, people avoid talking to that group of people. So these children started coming, and I remember one child, Mayank, who was very very active and excited. And then uh, first few Sundays I used to observe them, and they'll come and do some notorious activities like to disturb or
Yeah.
thing and all of that. So I spoke to them and asked them why why don't you enjoy, why don't
Mhm.
you do this? And then they realized that we're not shooing them away, we're not asking them to go, but we're trying to engage them. And I think on the fourth Sunday of continuous thing,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
said that I like to skateboard. I've seen a skateboard that you
Yeah.
have, can I
Mm.
use that? I said of course.
So engagement started.
Engagement started.
Yeah.
I said this is for you, this is
Mm,
for all of
mm,
you.
mm.
So he started using that skateboard, maybe in very quick learner. In 2 3 Sundays he started using it so well. And then the complete behavior
Mhm.
change of that whole group, from not being uh, part of that, they suddenly became the part of the team. They will
Mm.
come in early morning to help us set up the thing.
Yeah.
And Mayank, he started teaching skateboarding to other children.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
that shift, and then
Oh.
change that some skill he had learned, he became part of it, and now
Mm.
he's a volunteer at our program
Mm.
also
Yeah.
regularly. These are the stories that really touch me, that how this kind of urban intervention also bring the changes that you've not planned or thought
Yeah.
of.
Yeah. Yeah, we have another question.
Okay.
A bit reflective question. If you could magically implement one child-friendly design element in every city globally tomorrow morning, what would it be?
One thing, child-friendly city. I think we did this child-friendly zebra crossing, like the
Yeah.
pedestrian, which children designed and painted and implemented with
Mhm.
the traffic guidelines. That is so beautiful and
Yeah.
powerful. It's like reclaiming that space, owning that city,
Mhm.
and also leaving a mark in the city.
Yeah.
So, if one thing that I would want every city, every global country to
Yeah.
have, and which we call as part of the placemaking also, like
Mhm.
urban technism,
Yeah.
that really helps community to come together. Child friendly zebra crossing is my go-to or most important idea, that I will say that please take it and please do
Globally,
it
global project.
globally.
We will
Please,
do it.
every school, every public space should have child friendly zebra crossing.
Yeah, why not? Kirti, what is one word that describes a city seen through the eyes of 7 year old child?
uh, I think happiness, joy, that's what child wants in a city, that
Yeah.
the whenever they step out from their house, they are happy, they
Mhm.
feel joyful
Yeah.
and included.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Another. For anyone listening who wants to make their own neighborhood a little more welcoming for the next generation, what is the very first step they should take today?
I think first very important step is to know your neighbors, know your community, talk to each other, and then say that how we all can come together to have that warm, safe, inclusive environment for our children. So building that trust in that community, and
Mhm.
being there for each other is
Yeah.
the first step.
Yeah.
Even before planning any activity,
Mhm.
having that strength as a community is very important.
Yeah. I want also again refer your experience, your projects, your things that you do for a child, for children, for families. Now, as an architect,
Yes.
how can everyday citizen architects and urban planners start practice and placemaking with a child first lens?
I think we started working, and I'm very happy that you asked these questions, because most of the time, and I keep insisting that have uh, engagement with children, have child participation while you're designing any project where children will be using that.
Yeah.
So for urban planners and uh, architects, my advice or my suggestion would be that have community participate in that designing and in executing. So once they have that ownership of your project, they will be taking care of it. We say that even for the cities, and I think that goes for urban planners and architects, that if you design for children, you design for everyone. Exactly. So having their opinion and input, um, and when you said that child's level, so don't think that, or maybe think like, if you're creating a landscape, if 3-year-old has to use that space, how they will use it. Yeah. Have that lens, like, maybe have the child doing something, and then decide. I think that's more important, having user included.
Yeah, since this word child friendly is not understanding or is not maybe promoted mostly, we should, as you said, we should go to the all participant, all the stakeholder of the
Yes.
environment and try to talk with them, try to get them know, get them feel about that, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that is uh, when we are designing cities at government level or architect level or at urban planner level, uh, having that empathy and understanding that the children are also users, elderly are also users, people with special needs are going to be the users, and not just the normal regular adults or the cars or the vehicles. We will bring that change.
Can you please share with us some challenges when you implement your programs in your country or globally you face?
So many, not many, but I think one of the first challenge that we faced is making the importance of child friendlicity of making that understanding to the local government in the beginning, because this is not something that is a said or a you see children with tears. It's where we want children with happiness. So the challenge that comes to us, that when there is a local government shift happens, like municipal commissioner changes, or there is some change in the policies, we suddenly have to go back to where we started, like over 18, 19 years. First challenge was to get the permission to use the main street. Then once we got that, every time there is a change in of the shuffle in the local government, we had to go back to explain again that why this is important for cities to take it. That remains there till today. But I would say that over the period, and with 18 years of approach, trustworthiness and goodwill, we have more easier and very good rapport with the municipal commissioner and the corporation now, that even after the change it becomes easier for us. And secondly, in terms of India, we have limited or no budget allocated for this kind of initiatives. So it becomes very difficult for us to get funding to expand our network, also for the capacity building of the team, or also to reach out and continue these programs in many other parts of the city. So these are the major challenges that we faced. I think overall the understanding of the idea within the stakeholder group is there, but until and unless this becomes the policy, we will be having this kind of certain challenges. And I think it is global everywhere. The budgets and the corporation from the local municipality is sometimes becomes challenging. Yeah, exactly. I understand. Yeah, Kirti, I wanted to ask, like, we complete our nice, great conversation with your last words. Maybe you can tell us some advice, me, urban planners, or all change makers. What should we do in our works? What should we consider? Uh, I think with my experience, being persistent and doing something that you believe in, without getting affected by external environment is one thing that you should do. If you believe in something, keep pushing yourself for that.
Yeah.
Being persistent about that will really make difference. So
Yeah.
there will be times that you might feel that this is not working, or this is not something everybody's understanding. Don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Be optimistic, be passionate, be persistent,
Yeah.
and go for it. The
Yeah.
change will happen. I think that's my one of the thing for anybody, that if
Yeah.
you really want your cities to be more livable,
Yeah.
sustainable, inclusive, and sustainable,
Yeah.
include everybody.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Kirti. It was
Thank
really
you.
nice to having you here today
Thank you.
with your limited time during the booth
I know,
talking.
and I'm so thankful and grateful for you, Ethan, and your team for and your hospitality. I
Yeah,
think it's
thank
an
you.
amazing city
Thank
that
you.
people are so warm and welcoming, and I'm hoping that what we shared soon we will have
Yeah.
Azerbaijan and
Yeah.
Baku
Yeah.
being child-friendly cities also.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Hopefully.
Thank
Thank you.
you.